This is really wonky how I have it set up here. On the little ice chest under the lamp. This room has like no lights. This light there's a light. Oh, harsh light over the mirrors. Like, oh, I like the magic mirror at home. And then this lamp. That's it. This is a dark ass room. But so I needed to tell some stuff about the trip. Yesterday, I was like, oh, fuck. I was dead by the time I got here. So there's just so many things that have been going through my mind, right? So it's really pretty. My thoughts on it, you know, it's a cool road trip for sure. If you want to go out and just get out of the house and just go and drive and see some really pretty stuff, and there is places that you can eat. There's about to be something. So the first hotel I stayed at, you know, when I was talking about that one was in Astoria, and it was during Crab Fest, which is supposed to be their biggest weekend for the whole year. They all wait for Crab Fest, which was virtual. They were very disappointed. Like what I noticed for sure was that Oregon's turning kind of into a ghost town on parts. Like there were just parts. There was like all these little cute shops and stuff, nothing open. So many little shops not open. And the woman at the hotel who was talking about the virtual Crab Fest and how frustrated she is, and they're also frustrated with the governor, not even talking about the mayor, Wheeler. I mean, they're focused on the governor too. And so she's going to, she's about to reduce something with the hotels. Like you are allowed 10 or 15% capacity or some bullshit right during their tourist season. So, you know, I don't even know. It was like they took so many small businesses and just rammed them and destroyed them. And what is ever flagging, trying to stay alive, they're just coming in and doing a little fucking head stomp on the curb. I think it's called a curb stomp. They're just killing the small business here. And the people are all just so like, they're all so scared. Like, God, don't get too close. It's like, oh my God, you guys, germs aren't a new thing. Oh, shit. So, and, you know, the whole way you're driving, there's signs. Don't forget to wash your hands. Go get one of these. Get this. And all this bullshit. And social distance. Don't forget. It's like, you know what? Before y'all told us, we were already washing our hands. We were already coughing into our shoulders and elbows and shit. We were already standing apart. Most people would never go to work sick unless they were absolutely destitute and their job won't let them off, which happens. But that's that job place to deal with that, their structures, you know what I mean? But this is like the government is doing it, you know, they're doing it to everybody. And another thing I noticed too was, okay, you got to keep in mind, these are small, like little sea coastal communities. And I don't know, a couple thousand population. I don't know, not a big city. And there's a fucking Walmart every 10 miles, I'd say. And along with Walmart, there was definitely McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart. I think there was Home Depot. There was a couple more. Goodwill. There was a Goodwill every few miles. There, Goodwill's corporate thrift store, in case you didn't know. So anyways, it is like all this corporation moved in to take over the tourism trade, you know. So like they'll just come in, you know, because everybody will go to the Walmart because it's a giant big old blue thing, you know. Oh, I saw the Walmart. We'll just stop there. Don't even think about the small businesses that are there, you know, trying to survive and trying to make it and stuff. So Yeah, the corporations just moved in and just kicked the tourism's ass over here, and then you see what the sickness has done, and these businesses are turning into ghost town, and the people are all like, over in a corner, please don't hurt us anymore. It's like, oh my God, you guys, get your fucking rakes and brooms, come out, fighting. Don't just stand over there in the corner and just let them throw matches at you. It's like, God damn. So anyways, that was like, and I told you at the same time I'm watching this and I'm thinking in my own life, this freedom I'm experiencing, not just from the quarantine and being locked down and, being in a rural community when it all happened and being new to the area and being so isolated through the whole thing. And, but then, to get out, it's like jailbreak. And and to get on the open road. I know different people have different things that they just, they relax and meditate and go into that space in their head, or they just relax and they're just, in the flow. And I definitely feel that with driving. I started when I was young, growing up in Dallas and meeting a bunch of people who lived more in rural communities. And so I would drive like 45 minutes, way out in the middle of nowhere when I was 16 to go visit. And so I don't know. I like driving. And I think, to me, when I've talked to people who just hate it the whole time, and you have them flying past you, you're on this thing, scenic route, and they're flying by. And another thing too, as you're going, I swear to God, every 150 feet, you have a tsunami hazard warning. You be reminded. And then on this side, you've got the landslide. So the whole time you're driving, it's like, don't forget, you could die at any moment. The tsunami, landslide, anything can happen. Be prepared. I was like, man, these people probably fucking need anxiety medicine just to go around here. This is insane. And but the people who are in such a rush and stuff, to me, I try and be more present, like, and don't be like focused on where you're going to be and when you're going to be there and stuff like that. And just focus on, the experience of getting there and the adventure that takes you on. So, oh God, it was intense. So, the first day having to drive through the traffic to get through Seattle and Tacoma to get onto the 101, that was pretty intense. There was a lot of stuff going on. And, that was like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, why did you think you could do this? This is hard. What are you doing? And my ego is just like, God, you're so stupid. You should have never done this. This was too much. You're like, come on, I can do this. And so, getting through that part. And then it was just driving and driving and driving. It was still, the drive has been a lot different than what I was expecting. And there is, it's got some intense shit. And so while I was going, the first night at that one hotel, which, oh my God, I must be the princess in the pea. I have such a hard time sleeping. I mean, I've gone through a lot of beds and I want rid of my own bed at home right now because I can't sleep. And I know this sounds kind of nutty to some people, but some people will get it. Because like the other day when I was talking about my scoliosis, I said, I think my soul's just too big for my body. It's crunching it. That's how I feel too about, there's something with my soul, just, it feels things a lot more intense. Like, and this was this sheets. Oh my God. I don't know where they got these sheets, but they felt like sandpaper. It was like laying on sandpaper. And they obviously, nobody likes weighted blankets. Everybody has the most lightest blanket and this tiny white. Everybody's got like a white sheet over the bed. I was like, oh my God, I went to dog rooms. got white everywhere. Stella's leaving dirty footprints on all their shit. So those sheets were, oh my God, they were so horrible. I could not sleep. We had one little bed that was, I'd gotten king beds for the whole time, and then that got jacked. And so we had this bed supposed to be a queen. It was a full at best. I'm telling you, this bed was fucking small. And Stella takes up, like right now she's laying next to me and she's on this queen size bed because we got 2 queens in this one, which she takes up the whole fucking thing. She just goes out in a big square. She's got like a few inches on each side around her. And she has no problem. Like, she thinks that I can fit right here in this, 4 inches that she leaves. And so that night, and she likes sleeping the puppy pile. She doesn't care if I'm sleeping turned at a diagonal or turned the wrong way on the bed or however. She's all for it, however we fit. She's cool with it. She doesn't care if I'm uncomfortable. And so that night was hellacious. Oh my God. And she's not a great traveler. Like right now, I had to drug her up. I had to give her some CBD, which I'm running out of fast. And she just is on, she's like a nervous Nelly. She's just like such a wreck, like making noise next to her. And she jumps a mile and everything. She's on guard, like every sound. And so the first night was like, oh fuck, that was an ordeal. And like at 2:30 I was up and I had barely had any sleep. Oh my God, it was so horrible. And so then at 2:30 I was like, fuck, this sucks. So then at 3, I think I took her out to go to the bathroom. She came back in and went back to sleep, but I couldn't. And so I started drinking tea and stuff. And I'm like, okay, once it gets to be dawn, we'll just fucking go. And because nothing's, I mean, you can't go in and get breakfast and stuff. There's no continental breakfast or anything anywhere because of the sickness. And so they had been setting out some muffins, and I did want to grab some of those, and they had a bowl of tangerines. I wanted to grab some of those before I left, but I never opened. And so it was like after 6, and it was still dark, and it was just like, oh my God, I've got to get out of here. I've been sitting here for 3 fucking hours. I got to go. And so we just left and started driving, and it was raining so horrible, and the lights, and my eyes are fucked. What I noticed was that like if you wonder what it's like for me to be able to see it, when it starts raining before you put the windshield wiper, how it looks, and you're trying to see what the road or whatever, and all of the drops are on the thing, that's what it's like looking out of my normal eyeballs. And so when the rain was coming on top of it, so then it was like, oh my God, it was like a double whammy. I couldn't see shit. And then you've got the glare of the lights, and it was like, oh my God, this is horrible. And it was supposed to be dawn or sunrise at 6:22. So I left like at 6:30, and it was still dark as fuck for hours. And the whole time I was driving, some of the time it would just turn into like torrential downpour. I mean, it was raining. Your windshield wipers are going as fast as they can, and it's just completely. And I was like, oh my God, this is so unsafe. I've just got to stay focused, just focus on the thing. And you're on this state highway, so you are, I mean, anybody can cross the thing over, and it's like head on. And I can't be the one who crosses over and kills somebody. I've got to really be focused. I have to really be like on top of what I'm doing. And then plus with the vision already, with it being like that anyways, it will drive. Sometimes I just want to just shut my eyes and not even open my eyes for a while, and I'll just go sit and just relax and shut my eyes, because it's a lot. You've got just like stuff all the time. And so with driving like that, and with my vision, and with the raining and stuff like that, oh my God, it was like my nerves were just a wreck. And for the darkness too, because that's another thing that happens, I guess, just naturally with your eyes when you get older, is that something with it needs more light, fractals or whatever. You can look it up. It's scientific. You can look it up. It's something about you need more light as your eyes get older, blah, 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 blah. So when it's dark like that, and then you got the reflection, and then you got all this stuff in the way, oh man, that was rough. And it was all day. And I was stopping to do those little videos. It was really pretty. Sometimes it's just pouring so hard. I was like, fuck that. And it's cold. It's not like, nice spring rain. It's fucking cold. So I was like, oh, I can't stop at everyone. And they're all so pretty. They're all so unique. Like, it might look like I'm showing the same thing over and over, but when you're driving and you're seeing it in person, it's really, really pretty. And so the drive was, it was a lot. And going through all these little coastal towns, they're like a tourist town, like the whole way. It was like you would drive through, I don't know, maybe 8 miles between each one or something. But you would drive and then you'd go into these little towns and you didn't know what to expect. Some of them, oh my gosh, there was so much traffic and it was chaos, and you'd go through them and they'd have turnoffs and you'd have to stay on the 101. So it was a lot for somebody who, because one thing with a brain injury, it is like, it just is slower for processing, kind of, like when a light turns green, before my brain injury, I just knew what to do automatically. Now a light turns green and I have to go, okay, the light's green. That means a go. Okay, so am I supposed to go? Are these cars going? Are the people next to me going? Like what, like I've got to really try and figure it out every time. Every single thing. Through every single day. You have to. I don't know how to explain it. Another brain injury person would understand. But you have to like process everything and try and understand it. And nothing is, and it's like that 41st date. So you could have done it yesterday, but you've got to do it again tomorrow because you're not going to remember. So, it was a lot. There was definitely a lot of challenges, and there was times like where it was just like, oh my God, why did I do this? I'm thinking, what? How do I think I'm going to be able to do that? They're little small interchanges, with one, and, it's going off to this other state highway. It was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Like, oh, I really would like to go and do more road trips, but it's a lot. It's hard. I'd be a lot better to have somebody besides Stella to go with, But to me, I feel like it's also kind of like a bucket list thing. It's like a personal challenge, Am I going to just be restricted by what everybody else tells me, And definitely when you get disabled in any form, people just want to, restrict you more. And when you have got a disability, you have gone through an experience to teach you what life's all about and how important and what is important. And so it's like every sound. It's like somebody walking by. Stella, stop. I'm talking, please. Stop. Shh. Hush. And, but I wanted to, before I go, I also wanted to tell about this room. So I drive all the way to get to Northern California. And as soon as I crossed over, it just became kind of like, I don't know, it was just totally different energy. Everything just looked way different. You have to go through, as soon as you go in, they make you go through and talk to somebody. So they can ask you if you're bringing any fruits or vegetables or something. I was like all freaked out. I'm like, oh shit. I've got my joints sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get in trouble, So I'm like hiding it. They're gonna say, I've got an open container. And So, oh my God, stop. So, then the speed limit changes and the road opens up more and you don't see the ocean. Stop. You don't see the ocean. And, and so then, when we were going, it just, I don't know, everything just felt different. It just, I don't know, it just felt weird. And so then we got to the town, and it's supposed to be this really cute town that this other travel girl, blogger girl said it's supposed to be super cute and there's stuff to do. But obviously she likes to do different stuff I like to do. Because when I pulled in, I was like, this is not a town that I want to go walk around in and, go fight. And even when I got to the hotel and I asked the girl, is there a place to get fish and chips? No. There's like a bar. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not my place. And I was like, okay. And she gave me some menu to some restaurant, So then I went in the room. Oh my God. It's completely empty, except for this giant king bed, of course, with a white sheet over the top. Giant king bed. And that's it. And this big TV, giant TV hanging on the wall. And a telephone like over on a ledge. There's no lights. There's nothing. No mini fridge, no microwave, no coffee pot. And then when you come in, and California's strict on the fuck. God, don't even talk to me if you don't have it on. So, there's no continental breakfast, there's no food thing. You can't go in and get a cup of coffee in the morning, nothing. So I had went and got some muffins and half and shit for my tea, and had it. So I'm like, I unload all my shit because I'm gonna be here 2 nights, and I unload all my stuff and I get in there and I'm like, Stella's doing this. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn the TV on and start looking, and there's no fucking remote. And I've already, I had scheduled this room. And so I call on the little phone and I go, yeah, there's no microwave, there's no coffee pot, and there's no remote in my room. And, I'm kind of thinking, oh, I'm sorry, that room's not finished. Oh yeah, we don't have that. We don't have microwaves, no mini fridges, no coffee pots. What? We don't have that. We don't even have soap. Did you bring your own toilet paper? I was like, what? Hell. And she goes, and yeah, I tried your remote. It won't work. So your TV won't work. So I'll take $15 off. I was like, well, is there a way I can cancel it then for tomorrow night? And she's like, yeah, just call tomorrow. I'm like, I got to call tomorrow to tell them? She goes, yeah, just call them, tell them you're doing early checkout. I was like, but I'm not checking out for 2 days. And she goes, yeah, you just call and tell them you're doing early checkout, and then they'll cancel it. I'm like, okay. And so then I don't remember if I hung up and called her back or if I just said, well, could I just go ahead and check out now then? Could we just end this now? Because this is not what I expected. And she's like, oh, yeah, okay. I understand. Like, oh my God. And you try and look through the reviews and the pictures, and they'll show a picture of a bed and stuff. And I don't remember, looked at so many different hotel rooms, but definitely did not see anywhere it just was like, there's nothing. We have got nothing. I couldn't believe it. And so, and then plus that town was just not like, oh, this is not so I had passed Brookings, was the last one in Oregon. So I got to this place after this long ass drive, left like 6:30 in the morning. It's like 7:30. It's definitely been 12 hours. And in this little fucking town, and I'm like, oh, son of a. So right after I told her, then I'm just like, oh my God, where am I gonna go? I'm still gonna sleep in the car. I'm like, as every place is no vacancy. So I went out and I called the where Travel with Fido or whatever it's called, the place that does the dog-friendly hotels. So I called them and I said what happened, and I said I need a place, for tonight and tomorrow night, because I have a place for the next night. So I need a place for these 2 nights. And Brookings, I just passed that. So I was going to go back that way. Can you see if there's a room? And then she did, and it was kind of a thing. You know, I had to call, I had to tell what kind of dog, blah, blah, blah. So many places like, yeah, if your dog's 15 pounds, people are not expecting this giant ass dog to come walking up. And Stella's such a nervous, like, everything is that she constantly, you know, barks, and she's loud as fuck, and people are very intimidated with her big giant mouth open. And then they were like, oh my God, she's vicious. It's like, you could jump at her and she would run and hide. No. If I was in danger, but yeah, if you're just a regular old person, I have seen her get really like bark and bark and bark at people. And that's when I'm like, oh, I kind of feel like they maybe have a little bit of evil in them or something. Like something's off, because yeah, normally she doesn't. And but anyways, so there was a lot, you know, a lot of personal challenges for myself to get over. But yeah, it's crazy to watch these people just giving up. They're just having them taken, and they're not questioning it. There's just so much stuff that people just don't even question. Like, you know, I don't have cable. I have internet, and so I have YouTube, I have Prime, so that I can get stuff sent in the mail, because rural, you don't have time to be running into town to get like batteries and shit like that. So I have Prime and Plex. I've talked about that. I'm on my brother's Plex. And so I even on YouTube, when they do the commercials, I get so irritated, and they want to force you to pay to not have commercials. And it's like, oh my God, why you guys got to come at us all the time trying to fucking tell us shit? And then when you see the commercials, it is so much fucking programming. They're coming at you, telling you, showing you how you need to be. It's like, oh my God. And the fucking signs while I'm driving, fucking, oh. But so, you know, these hotels, they've had cable, and not like, I don't know, 50 channel cable or something. So I don't know if there's better, because this is, oh my God. It's the worst channels. CNN, MSNBC, HGTV, Discover, Bravo, E, just bullshit. And every time you want to change, I finally found Classic Movie Station. I'll just put that on. And oh, but on the other one, they had History Channel too. And when I was going and looking, Ancient Aliens was on. I love that show. And so I was watching Ancient Aliens, and some of the stuff they were talking about was like, oh, one of the things he was talking about was, he was talking to somebody, and they were talking about the different ages in the Sumerian tablets that they had just went in, and they had translated some, and they were talking about the different ages and mankind, and what happens in these different times. That is what's happening right now. We're changing ages. We're transitioning to a new age. That is what is so really cool. But so the Ancient Aliens thing, that was cool. But, and I like the Classic Movies thing. But anyways, my whole point was this fucking cable bullshit. Was every time you change channels, you have to wait through the commercials to see what's on, because it can say, like this morning, you know, Lifetime, Discover, all of them, they all had church on, or a extended infomercial to sell you something. So all of the fucking commercials, and they're all you know, big pharma, these all commercials for that. And the big pharma, they do like a fucking music video now. Like they put a whole song to it. Oh, and she's healing. Thank God for big pharma. Thank you for bringing us these chemicals, you know. I bet you it's the same fucking chemical compound they use in every single one. It's just to trick your head so you think you feel better. And really it's just destroying some area in your body. That's all. Because that's all they're out to do. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Corporation, just destroy, take us all down. That's all they want to fucking do. Get you dependent. And Oh, somebody was just telling me that, speaking of Walmart, that they're, the one that's in their town had just completely switched over now. It's all computer. There's no people to help you anymore. It's a computer. And that's what they want to do. They're destroying small business. I mean, come to Oregon. They're destroying small business. And then once they do that, then they want us to all be dependent on them. And anyone who's ever been in the system for any period of time knows you do not want the government in your life. No, no, you don't. And then once they have everybody on the system and there's no jobs, there won't be jobs. They've got computers. They've got technology. Why do they need fucking humans? They don't. We're for another purpose. We are a science experiment. We are a food source. We are, we're not these things that they think are, here to live a free life, but we're moving out of that age into the other one, but it's exposing itself. But man, watching those commercials, oh my God, no wonder people are fucking crazy. Turn off the fucking cable. Turn the whole fucking thing off. This is bullshit. They are fucking with your head all the time. Sorry, I'm kicking this little table thing. Anyways, I should go. We're going to go out and it's just pouring the whole time. The whole time. And when I was trying to decide, because I was making it for next week, because it was so beautiful before I left. And I was like, oh, it'll be so pretty. And so then it started raining and raining. And I thought, okay, well, this will be over in a few days, so I'll just do it for next weekend. Then the rain just never would stop. So I was like, fuck, I really want to go now. I don't want to just sit here another week in the rain. I just want to go. So I went and came, and and it's an adventure. Don't put expectation on things. That's what fucks you. When you put too much expectation and you think it has to go a certain way in order for you to feel good about it or feel complete or happy or whatever you're looking for, that's the disappointment. If you just go with like, hey, I'm going to see what I experience and just go with it, then it just frees you. You don't have to label it or look for anything. You just go free. And, and it accommodates with an adventure. And so, we're going to go out and walk down to the ocean. I'm going to see what she does with salt water, and then find some fish and chips. I also want to get some crab bisque, I'm hoping. Maybe just I'll find clam chowder, but I really would like some crab bisque and more fish and chips. I love fish and chips. And then I'll be back in the room. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another little thing. I'm going to attach, now that I had to buy this freaking editing thing so I could, put all these little videos together. Then the other night when I was talking about something, I have a couple, so I'm just going to attach those to this one. But, I might do some more tomorrow or later today when I come back, because part of this trip is obviously about just relaxing in my room and watching old movies, because I don't know, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, have a great day. Talk to you later.